Calgary Flight 31, 1 Left, 416.
Alpha 830, straight ahead at Foxtrot, join Alpha, ground point niner. Good eye.
Which airport is this? Good, good. Yes, it's a hospital. So, what is going on? Why can we use this hospital? And what about, like, all the secrets that we are sharing? Can we listen to those or not? Is it legal or not? Well, it's legal. Okay. But let's start. Yes? So, as you know, my name is Paula. This is the official slide deck, so technically I already introduced myself, what I'm doing for a living, penetration testing, and so on. Oh, excuse me. But also I'm speaking on the different kinds of events, including, maybe you know, in Houston, so not very far away from here. I was speaking at the Tech Conference. Just why I'm mentioning this, because some people say, oh, why you were not speaking today about hacking? Well, I already did hack illegally, but I already did. If you're interested in more sessions, I got recordings that are on the Channel 9 website. So basically you can jump over there and some sessions, yes, so just to mention this. Why the presentation like this? Why we're discussing the airport traffic control? Why that subject? Yes. So this presentation is supposed to be light. I would like to share with you kind of my passion, but on the other hand, also a security or insecurity situation that we're currently facing up in the air. So I'm traveling a lot, and last year. And this is the technical detail that my husband is counting. I'm not counting that, my husband is counting. How much I'm not home. Like very much, or like extremely a lot, or how much is that? So last year I made 248 flights within 1 year only, so that's quite a lot. Flying from one destination to another. The year previously it was 208. This year I've had around, because still my husband noted around 170. So that's a lot. I'm living in a suitcase. And whenever I'm flying with different carriers, what is pretty interesting for me is how the security looks like. Because sometimes I see this kind of people behaviors that are not really, you know, assuring that security is there. Yes? So I'm like wondering, what is the security up in the air over there? Because we know the case of the Malaysian flight. Yes? We know the story. There was a story that there was a Malaysian flight and it was gone from the sky because transponders stopped to work. So what is this transponder? That's the whole presentation what we're talking about right now. And the fun thing is that the protocol that we're going to talk about, it is implemented within so many countries. Within the US, definitely it is. In Europe, definitely it's also there. There are still Scandinavian countries that are getting updated within the protocol. It's called ADS-B, I can tell you right now. And the pretty big problem is that it's supposed that within 2020, we all going to be communicating within the ADS-B protocol. And this is the protocol that's used in between the plane and the ground, so that we are able to say where the plane technically is on the map. Do you know Flightradar? Flightradar 24? That kind of website? Let me show you. Let me, of course, bring the whole story to the field. So, the problem is that there's a tiny insecurity going on out there in the air because the protocol that we are using is basically from the 90s. And if we can imagine, like, the person that was born in the 90s, how big this person is right now, the technology changes even more. Technology from the 90s, used for communication. Oh my god. When we are discussing that PKI, the certificate, signature, and so on, PKI was implemented in 2000. So what was before? Are we signing any kind of messages in between planes? Is there any confirmation going on? Well, the thing is that not really. And it's not really a secret. I can tell you that we are in cooperation with organization that I'm sure you know better than I do, which is called FBI. And the FBI guys said that this is potentially one of the next terroristic attacks that's going to happen. It's scary. So, what's the thing? First of all, whatever I'm going to show you, don't do this at home. Because it's not quite legal. But you guys are very lucky, because you will go to prison for 5 years. Nice! Well, it depends where, maybe somewhere in Guantanamo, you never know. But in Poland, it is 11. So, if I'm about to make a crime, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make any crime. But if it's about making a crime, you can just do it at home. You don't have to go anywhere. Yes? Just do it at home. Okay. So, what is the thing? Air transportation, because this is what we are talking about. So, what kind of stuff we got within the protocol we're going to talk about? Automatic dependent surveillance broadcast. That's how it's called. And this is the protocol that's running on 1090 MHz frequency, and you can clearly listen to the discussion, technical discussion in between the planes and the ground. That's how we are able to see and spot and put on the map in public where the plane is. So the question is, if, and this is a pretty sad thing, power relies on that, not only on that, but also on that, the question is, what if, for example, having a clear text protocol, we cross in JFK, suddenly 1,000 planes for 5 minutes up in the sky, and then we vanish them. It's going to be a small mess. Maybe someone's going to crash, maybe they will not. There are still people working in the towers, so they got their own eyes, and they got their feeling, their experience, and they will see like, oh, something wrong is going on. But which plane is real? The one that I'm talking to over radio? Okay, doesn't respond. What about 999 other ones? Are they real or fake? So, I've heard, but I think it's a rumor, but actually, I hope it's a rumor. But I haven't seen this game before. There's a game that is using the ADS-B transponder, transmitting technically the messages that I'm going to talk about in a moment. And you can actually fly the real within the game aircraft visible by live people, by pilots up in the sky. So you can land your fake plane on someone's airport and everybody else for real will see it. Because ADS-B, it's a protocol that is also used by tower to map where the planes are. We've got radio, we've got classical methods of communication, but ADS-B is one of the sad things here. Okay. So how this traffic looks like, because it would be really nice to have some practical experience around it. So basically, let me launch my software, and I'm going to show you first of all the raw ADS-B communication, and then I would like to show you the the coded one. So let me go to quickly to my tools, and let me launch the software that I got for that tiny antenna. I mean, probably from the back rows you cannot even see it. This is very nice because it's light, so when I'm traveling, I buy the light equipment, not the big antennas, and this fits again the female back. I'm sorry for bringing the female subject, but I just don't like hairy face. So antenna must be good and light at the same time, and this is the one. It's the regular SDR antenna, and you can buy it for like whatever, $20 somewhere. Yes? And I got a radio attached to it, and that tiny radio I got in the back of my laptop, and it looks like this. It's exactly that. Mine is black. That's the only difference that I got. So you can buy it on eBay. And this is what gives me the possibility to play a little bit with the whole communication. So let me start, of course, the whole stuff. How the raw ADS-B looks like. Here we go. Beautiful. So this is it. So this is the communication. Of course, it doesn't look very clear. So why we're able to, for example, map where the plane is up in the sky if we see something like that? Well, that's why we need to decode it. And online, you got a lot of software that is actually allowing you, it's from this antenna, of course. It is whatever flies over us, yes? If you're wondering, by the way, what is the range of this? It is about 100 miles. Cool, right? Okay. Well, sometimes I can use it for self-defense, you know? Smart usage. Okay. $20. Okay, so this is what we got. Okay, but now it's trying to see how we're able to decode it. And again, the thing is that within the ADS-B traffic, in my balcony, and this is also my husband's passion, we've got a big antenna that's listening to whole communication. And if you place Poland on the map, we're able to listen to our neighbors. So our neighbor countries. So this antenna was pretty big. We paid like so it's going to be $120 for it. For one of the German guys that is passionate guy about making antennas and so on. So it really is a passion. But let me show you, of course. I'm going to run again to my tools. How the decoded ADSB looks like. And if you want to do the same stuff with me, that's super fine, because I'm sharing the feed, so you can see everything. You can connect using the PuTTY as well to the ADSB, stderr.dl, and the port is 30,003. And basically, we can use for that telnet or RAW, doesn't matter. And then, let's see, and this communication looks like this. So this is the decoded one. The funny thing about that, I will stop it for a moment, is that here, as you see, we got different types of messages. Message 3, message 4, 5, 7, 4, and so on. This is all the time the same. But this is basically the identifier of the aircraft. If you are wondering where we are able to find that kind of information, well, very easy. What is flying up above us right now? 48 ADA-O. 48 ADA-O. We're able to find it within the Flightradar database. So let me show you. Here we've got the. It's timeout, but that's fine because I want to go to data. And here, you are able to put it over here. 48 ADA-O. Let's search for it. And search. And based on that, sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't see it. 48 ADA-O. So, ADA-O. Here we go. We've got the aircraft exactly. Full flight information about the lot, because what I'm showing you is from my antenna at home. That's why we're connecting through Telnet. And this certain aircraft is going to be somewhere here mapped, yes? So full flight information, maybe it landed, maybe it did not. So here we don't see it yet, but we here see the pictures, and these are the current pictures. They're up to date, the real pictures. What is this? Well, it's not some plane with the logo, it's this plane going on. And here we see, of course, the full schedule of the certain aircraft, everything. You can also search for the history, and it's kind of scary when you're flying with some awkward airlines to see how old is the aircraft. Yes, we're always checking for that, like whenever you get to the aircraft and you kind of don't trust the look. I'm like, let's see. Oh, 25 years old, flown before by Zambia Airways. Cool. And I'm in Europe, for example. I was like, why Europe is buying aircraft from Zambia Airways? Maybe there was a reason for it, yes, but I don't know it. So this is the whole scenario. Okay, guys. So let's bring the serious thing to the field. Flightradar, and kind of my session has time out right now. I can enter it one more time. It allows you to monitor very nicely the traffic and why the planes are coming. Why, and you see that in Atlanta there's the Delta hub, so basically everybody flies and connects through that. Why do we see that? Because of the ADSB. The streaming, the telnet that I showed you, is the clear text ADSB protocol, not digitally signed at all. Everybody can send that kind of information up to the air. It's illegal, but everybody can do it, and costs a little bit more planes appearing over Atlanta. And the reason why we see that, because people in the US like the same things as I do. They do have ADSB, they do have the receivers, they do have their own antennas, and they are sharing the feed with Flightradar. That's what we are doing, for example. That's what my friends are doing. We are sharing the feed for Flightradar. So anyone here, like let's say, for example, someone having a nice antenna on the balcony at home, is, for example, covering the area of Alabama. And let's say it's 5 people, for example, doing that. We got them all. Why do we have them all? Why do we put them on the map for Flight Radar? Because it's a clear text, because everybody can read that. So, again, what about the safety? So let's take this out. And let me be back to the presentation. Whenever we are thinking about the whole communication, of course, here comes a couple of conclusions. As you saw, it's not encrypted. It's not digitally signed. There are no confirmations between planes. What is, like, what kind of, is there any kind of session code or exchange session within session? Nothing like that. So another thing is that it is basically available under certain frequency 1090. Everyone can connect to it and everyone can listen. The software that you got within the internet to listen to ASB is for free. Everyone can do that. Who can send it? Whoever possesses a transponder. That's why basically, if you want to have fun, talk to Flight Radar, read how to share your feed with Flight Radar, and you will find out the instructions how to share and how to monitor the flights. And by the way, it's so cool. You know the situation in Ukraine, right? It's kind of hard over there. And there was a time when it started to be hard. So I was monitoring with my husband the airspace. I mean, you never know when you're going to run from your country, right? So I was like, is this... I'm sorry. It's quite dangerous, and you know that history, we had some issues with our neighbors as well, so we were like, with my husband, let's see what we can do. We were monitoring the air, and what we saw was amazing. I've never seen over Poland, not going to Ukrainian territory, but over Poland, so many AWACS flying. You know the big spying plane with the mushroom on the top? Yes. So we had 2. Yes? Yes, exactly. The AWACS. Yeah, it's the pronunciation. We call it AWACS, you know. Okay. So, so I never saw that. And there were like so many Swedish Air Force, Polish Air Force, Luftwaffe, so German Air Force, so many Air Force flights going on above Polish territory, never going into Ukraine. It's like, are things getting hard to stay or too hard so that we have to leave? Yes, it's kind of nice to know. Of course, I'm kidding a little bit, but you never know. Maybe when I'm going to see the bomber, I'm going to be quickly, packing my suitcases and flying to the US. Who knows? Okay. Sometimes it's funny to see things like that. Because of the situation that we're going to within that region, everybody flies within the certain flight channel. It's amazing, because how else, if not like that, you're able to spot that? And one more thing regarding the messages. If you are about to decode it, it's very simple. Message 1 is the introduction of the plane. We've got the registration plate, we've got the flight number. We were not spotting it accurately this time within the session, but we were spotting, for example, message number 3, message number 4, altitude, latitude, longitude. So we know where the flight is, so we can put it on the map. How fast it's going. It's changing its color when it's slowing down because it means that it's probably landing. And then we're still able to measure how high is that. So the altitude of the flight when it's going down, it's definitely landing. So it's changing the color and you can monitor everything. And basically message 6 is the transponder code that we've got. So basically we're able to identify what kind of transporter within the plane is sending this kind of information. But the threats are very simple. The ghost planes, and that's what we kind of do. I'll show you the movie in a moment. So, are we able, for example, buying some transponder on the eBay to cause some air flights appearing in the air? Yes, we are, and that's why I'm saying it's quite illegal. Not very long time ago on eBay, there was for 20,000 euros to be bought a professional airport transponder from Kazakhstan. Yes? Why not? If you want to be a terrorist, it's quite cheap, I would say. And that's not accessible. And this is serious. As I said, FBI is pretty interested about that subject. So any kind of situation, like blocking this airport here, could be really deadly for people. Someone is just having fun. 5 minutes is enough. Maybe you're going to cause the crash, maybe not, but for sure you're going to cause the confusion. And people gonna get scared. So this is what's the point. Okay, the next thing that I would like to show you, it is basically something that we did in cooperation with one of the European flight organizations. And this is what I would like to show you. It's illegal unless you do this in cooperation with someone that is doing a good job for aircraft control up over a certain country. And I would like to show you a quick movie. And this is basically the movie that we recorded after playing within the traffic. What we did, we caused a bunch of planes on the sky for real. And we monitored if this is seen, if that can be done. If this is seen like they are legit, they are normal. And we are playing with data describing those planes. So have a look. First of all, the movie is kind of slow, so I'm going to describe everything. So this is the software that I'm using right now. It's called Plane Plotter. And with Plane Plotter, the play button, it starts to listen what is going on the sky. And right now, all these flights are transponded. Basically, that means that we are transmitting the messages that we have up to the air so that everybody else can pick it. And as you see, and this is kind of quite cool, I hope it's going to happen, Paula has its own aircraft. Oh, okay. And these aircrafts are approaching the airport. You see the airport. One tiny thing that I should mention. Within such attack, I mean, it was, of course, a thing that we did within the controlled environment, but tiny thing, with such an attack, this number is quite important, 7600. So this is called squawk. Squawk is a message that is transmitted by transponder in certain situations. And there are three popular, and sorry for the stupid rhyme in a moment, three popular squawks that we got. One is the 7.5 that the pilot announces with the transponder, that means man with knife. 7.5, man with knife. 7.6, radio fix. We are transmitting right now 7.6. 7600. That means that if someone is like, Paula, are you here? Sorry, no, not really, because my radio is broken. But I'm approaching the airport. What about that? Then should be like this, hidden camera for the faces of the people that are controlling aircraft in the tower. Yes, Facebook. Yes, and 77 is very sad, which is go to heaven. It means that basically you got problems. And things will not probably end up positively. And there were 77s in the history because we had many crashes, and pilots were aware that they're gonna, sorry to say it, but die. So that's why they submitted this kind of message, and you were able on the ground to receive it, and you know that there is something very wrong going on. And that kind of situation is quite scary, because what is happening is that there is this aircraft approaching the airport without having radio. So the only thing we have to do is to spend money to send the jets. And to check out if whatever our F-16s are able to figure out if these planes are real or not. I kind of don't see them, but are they real or not? Yes? And then the country spends money once, and then twice on the other airport. I mean, it costs money. It is a kind of silent terrorist attack as well. So, making the sad story out of the field, I need to connect one device. I would like to show you something that I'm really laughing at, and everybody is laughing at, but everybody does this. I don't know, I don't get that part. In Eastern Europe, very often, this is what is happening. So once upon a time, that's right. But after figuring out what is happening within an ADSB, I'm not really surprised that that kind of situation takes place. Okay? So,
4, right? Echo and then Bravo in either direction. Bravo, 49er.
not this one.
Fire Echo, then Bravo, 49er, skip the 4, thank you.
But this one.
301, wind 140 at 11, runway 13 right, wind takeoff.
1013 right, JetBlue, 301.
Delta 473, heavy Kennedy, runway 13 right, line of wind. JetBlue 1883, contacting airport, so long.
So long, 1880, pretty on the mark.
1.
prevented. And now every time I'm landing, I'm quite happy. So this is the story. And this is the typical Eastern European thing. They're like, yay, thanks for the pilot, thanks, good job, yay, success. Such an unpredictable event just happened. Okay. So, next thing. GPS. So this is the last thing to play with. And regarding the communication that between different devices. GPS, of course, is one of the protocols that we use for the navigation. And this is something that is also running within the clear text, and we're able to sniff it, and we're able to spoof it. And spoofing techniques for GPS are not very unfamiliar with, because spoofing techniques for GPS are used by the military to play with any kind of rockets going to the destination, to the missiles going to the destinations, and basically GPS spoofing, the role of the GPS spoofing is to misdirect them to some other place. Yes? So very simply and positively speaking. But the question is, where else we're using GPS instead of the communication, instead of the navigation? We're using it also for time sync. And I saw a couple of server rooms that are syncing actually at the time within the organization using the GPS. GPS clocks, and you've got a lot of stuff that is relying, time is relying on the GPS. But the funny thing is that the GPS can be very easily spoofed and jammed. Jammed even easier than spoofed. Spoofing GPS is expensive. There are a bunch of devices I will show you in a moment, and I will show you the whole process because we spoofed GPS traffic with the military equipment. You are able to do that. With, of course, pretty powerful devices, but it's about jamming GPS. That's what sometimes Poland is good in, because we, right now it's not that bad, but a couple of years ago, the cars being stolen was a very, let's say, typical situation. Yes? So when the cars get stolen, what do you think? Like, maybe I can protect my car as an owner, and put, for example, some LoJack or any kind of GPS tracking device. And when the thief takes the car, he tracks it. Ha! A joke. So, why is it a joke? Well, very simply. Because that kind of device, it's not for scratching your bike, really. It is for GPS jamming, yes? And my husband is really lovely, because he wrote to me, Wi-Fi repeater over here. It has nothing to do with Wi-Fi repeater, as you can imagine. And the reason why it's like that is because I never check in my luggage. I always travel with a hand luggage. And I don't want to have problems on the airport. So when I'm taking the GPS jammer to the airport, it's not really illegal to take it, it's illegal to turn it on. Yes, just to mention, so that you don't, put me in prison in a moment. But if someone is asking, like, why do you need this girl? I'm going to say, like, hey, Wi-Fi repeater, when I'm traveling in a hotel, Wi-Fi is so weak, so I need to repeat it. What do you mean? And they're going to be, oh, okay, you can keep it. And I had one situation that there was through security, because I carried in the kind of black box. It looks quite mysterious. It looks like a device with the capital D. And it was going through the security scanning. And the guy asked me to take it out because it's electronics. So it was going out, and I see like, oh my god, that worked, very good. Woo. Yeah, and you see these eyes on my box, like you see this connection going on. But I decided to interrupt it, so I'm like, thank you so much, goodbye. And this was the worst moment that I had with this. Nobody knows what's that. That's sad, yeah, because it's not very positive to jump GPS in the plane. Come on. So, what is the range? It is around, well, within this room, yeah, it will cover it. Maybe not the back rows, but here it will cover the GPS, jumping, the GPS signal. Okay, one thing. I'm trying to catch up the fix within the satellites. It's kind of hard within this windows over here. So I will basically show you this on the real demonstration over here. So right now I got one satellite, and what I will do, I will go to my GPS receiver, also small, also very light, looking like this. Yes? And basically, what I will do, you see this tiny signal, I'll just jam it. I turn it on right now. You see? It's gone. It smells a little bit, I'm always laughing that when I turn it on, my brain is frying. So I'll just turn it off. Sorry. When I turn it off and I place it over here, you will probably see the satellite again. And therefore, here they are. I would like to show you a little bit more visual presentation for that, because I recorded a video just in case the building was preventing the signal. And let me show you. This is basically my tablet, so I'm receiving the GPS, and this is the same device standing next to it. Yeah, so just to show you. Basically, whenever you're gonna change your job, you're gonna be car thief, then let me know. I'll tell you what kind of device it is. It costs around $300, and you can buy it online. And I'm turning it on, and now there's 0 satellites, 0 fixed code, as you see over here. And when I'm turning it off, so now it's turned on, and when I turn it off, then it will immediately catch the fix and be able to, of course, check out if the satellites are here or not. So now it's turned on, and after turning off, it goes pretty immediately. Here we go, we're catching the satellites. 4 out of 9, 4 out of 9, and so on. So this is the thing. Next thing that we got, it is basically related with GPS spoofing. So is this legal or not? Definitely not, because transmitting any kind of radio on the frequency that is not yours, that is not illegal. So don't try it at home, and I'm really serious. You have to do this within a controlled environment. I got managing workstation, as you see, so it's a typical laptop. This is a dipole antenna made from the sponge, like a kitchen sponge. This is basically some GPS receiver. The device is called Spirent. Spirent produces the military equipment to do the spoofing for the GPS, like a very serious one. The minimum price for that is around $30,000, and it goes up really high. So, TomTom device, just to check out, and how the spoofing process looks like. Don't get me wrong, I may be good at IT, but I'm not a video maker. So you will see that the video maybe has a lot of to wish, but let me describe the whole thing. So we have a laptop connected to the Spirent device, and this is our tiny GPS that I showed you, and we are basically moving our devices, all the devices, to London in England. And right now we are coded with a program, the Spirent device, to spoof the GPS and to enforce everybody around to catch the information that we are in London, and that was happening very quickly without any problem. GPS, and then basically all of our devices made to England. GPS is not stupid, so it needs some time. But why not to go to Moscow? Yes, and drink some vodka over there. So let's move, and we started to generate the signal, and our satellites at the beginning could not catch the fix because it was a too quick change, so that's what I'm talking about. That's why when you're flying somewhere there you've got a problem. But later on, you see how strong is the signal in the bottom? Super strong. It's coming from this device. And the next thing, because we've got dumplings a lot, we're going to move to Beijing, China. This was our motivation, by the way. Where to go to? Moscow, dumplings. And we're right now transmitting the signal, and in the moment we're going to move all of the devices to go to China. And at the beginning, again, they could not catch it because GPS is not stupid. It needs some time. It needs to measure the signal strength. But that takes around 5 minutes for it to catch. Some devices catch it faster, some devices catch it slower. TomTom was the best. It was catching it pretty slowly, and the other devices, like for example tablet, phone, not the professional GPS receivers, this was catching it pretty fast. So the device is working, we're waiting to catch the fix. It was the longest one. And of course here you can see that we were not able to catch it because of the white spots on the right side, and when the spots are pink, we're getting fixed, and that allows us to move to China. If you have a look, these are the Chinese, and this is the signal, the coordinates plus the signal is like super, super strong. These satellites are fake, they're not real. And now we're moving to 2016 in time, so we are at the beginning changing the antenna. We would like to have a little bit better signal. So anyone that was going from the garage, they were like checking the navigation. It showed that it was in China. And basically the satellites are giving us here 16, because we moved in time to 2016. And imagine playing with this on someone's infrastructure. The destination with time for the Kerbals, it could be kind of painful. Yes, and the organizations are sometimes, not often, but sometimes sinking time on the rooftop within the whole infrastructure using the GPS time. And basically, this is the whole story. So, interesting? So I hope it wasn't too scary. I hope it was interesting. That's what I'm talking about. If you have some impact on the ADSB implementation, it would be great to do something about it. Because ADSB is a protocol that is clear text, not digitally signed, to be spoofed super easily, and definitely someone's gonna cause problems somewhere. Because the equipment to do that is cheap. Yes, it's illegal, this person will go to prison, but let's point it this way, terrorists don't care. They're gonna go to prison, not to prison, they don't care. The goal is a little bit different. So if you have any kind of impact on the ADSB development, definitely please add your 5 cents to it, because that will definitely help the corporate safety. And for now, nothing is going on. And as I said, 2020, everybody's going to be running ADSB. That is a technology from the 90s. So this is not how the flying should look like. And we care about safety, but we kind of don't. Because we have safety on the ground, but up there, it's not that safe. If you got some questions, let me know. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.